different results in his rematch. Here's a little food for thought. Maybe, just maybe, Broadnax was caught by surprise in their first fight, fighting a southpaw. Maybe he didn't realize it. Now he's had time to prepare for the lefty stance of Samuels.
Samuels in the blue, Broadnax in the red. Comes charging in against the southpaw. And a body shot with the right hand from Samuels. Samuels got his start at 14 years old when his mom wanted him to stay out of trouble and brought him to the boxing gym. We've heard that story before, and we've heard that story worked very well before. It's worked out well for Derrick Samuels. Good Christian man, he calls himself, who is now fighting in his 11th pro fight.
In spots when Broadnax comes forward, it's from a little far away, leaves a little bit of an opening. You can see already Samuels knows how to counter with that right hook. Sometimes the best weapon, the most dangerous weapon for a southpaw. It comes from an angle that an orthodox fighter is just not used to seeing.
Ryan Gary hands out the warning. Samuels tries to double up the jab and then come with a left hand. Chops down with a right hand, almost behind the head as they tie up on the inside.
A lot of speed in the hands of Samuels. Not a lot of pop. You can see Samuels, what he likes to do, pick his spots. If you're waiting in front here, jump in like he does there. If you come forward a little anxious, which he's hoping Broadnax will do, as we said earlier, Samuel's very adept at countering, especially with that right hook. Try to catch it coming forward.
Looking for one of those spots to jump in right now.
And with that speed, sometimes you can get away with jumping in.
Almost a clash of heads there, which is so many times the case against a southpaw who does jump in, and the awkwardness of the angle that Broadnax is trying to deal with.
And Samuels has been involved in fights where there have been clashes of heads. Samuels' 2 losses were split decisions. Very easily could be undefeated.
Most recently was in November against Paul Delgado. Coming to the end of round number 1.
There's a cut over the right eye of Samuels.
Just opened up. We will monitor that. Boy, that thing opened up.
From the last round, what we think may be the cause of the cut. Both heads coming together. You see the shorter Samuels getting the worst of it. Coming forward with Broadnax. As we said earlier in the first round, Samuels has been involved in fights where heads have come together.
And we had just gotten done talking about that subject matter of his past history and of the southpaw versus orthodox mix, which tends to cause it, and his style of jumping in and jumping out. And that's exactly what happened there in the final moments of that first round. So a cut above the right eye for Derrick Samuels. He's in the blue trunks, 6-2-1, taking on Marcus Broadnax. They fought back in October, and Samuels was able to win a 6-round decision then.
What's interesting here is you could see the change in attitude from the first round to the second round in Broadnax. The blood over the right eye of Samuels has spurred on Broadnax, giving him a little confidence to be more aggressive. Now, which way is it going to work? Is it going to work towards Broadnax taking charge, or is it going to fit into the hands of Samuels, who likes to counter, as he's doing right there, and now maybe getting a better opportunity to do some countering as Broadnax comes forward?
Bottom line is it makes for a good fight for us either way.
Words out of my mouth.
Your hands are free.
Broadnax stimulated by the blood over the right eye of Samuels, showing it this round. Samuels getting opportunities to do that, to counter as Broadnax is walking in.
Put 3 punches together well there as Broadnax came forward. But he's like a shark now that he sees blood.
You see the technique and speed of Samuels, knows how to fight. As we said earlier, just missing the pop.
Right hand scores, but so does Samuels with the left. and now clubs on the inside, and Samuels returns fire.
Well, Broadnax is letting his hands go and walking forward much more aggressively this round. Maybe not letting the hands go to the right place. Maybe would be better served going downstairs to the body of the pretty good defensive Samuels. Samuels is pretty slick. With a slick guy, you want to go downstairs, not upstairs.
Derrick Samuels, he says he's idolized Sugar Ray Leonard and Floyd Mayweather, so if you're idolizing slick fighters, tend to get slick yourself. You admire that work. Final 30 seconds here of what has been a very good-looking second round.
Broadnax has definitely been stimulated by that cut over his opponent's right eye.
Digging body shot with the left hand by Samuels. Broadnax charged in again.
Now that stimulation that Broadnax got from the cut this round that served him maybe to win this round. Let's see if it serves him in the next round or if it's just like a cup of coffee where you get a quick charge, a quick up, and then you come down.
Let's hope it's this good. Night fights. Friday Night Fights presented by Just for Men Hair Color, coming to you from Tampa, Florida. We are at the Florida State Fairgrounds. Still to come in our main event, Isaac Lachwayo and Nate Campbell. Very good lightweight 12-rounder in our main event. This has been a good go of it between junior welterweights from the Bay Area, Marcus Broadnax and the lefty Derrick Samuels in the blue trunks. The punch track numbers, the jabs in round number 2. Broadnax didn't land one. Samuels was 8 of 17. Overall, though, Broadnax was 24 of 74, a much more productive second round compared to that first round. And the cut over the right eye of Derrick Samuels, you said had to do with it, Teddy.
Very interesting fight so far. I thought when that cut happened that it might motivate Broadnax to wake up, to get going a little bit. And it seemed like it did. Now I'm just wondering, as I said at the end of the last round, whether it's going to serve just like an artificial boost of caffeine. It gets you up, but then you start to have a little bit of a down feeling after the initial rush. Looks like Broadnax slowing down a little bit this round.
It's funny, to a certain extent, it looks like this is round number 9 of their continuing series, though. They're fighting with good energy and a comfort within themselves. They fought 6 rounds back in October, and they've really had a good pace of it here. It's round number 3.
Yes, they have.
Just a continuation of what they did in the fall.
And again, interesting elements. The blood motivating Broadnax to come forward more, but it may serve Samuels in his style because he needs a guy to come forward to be at his best, at his counterpunching best.
Right now, the counterpuncher, you can see the red stream coming down the right side of his face. He's been dealing with that cut since there were 10 seconds to go in the first round. 2-punch combination there, and then gets back outside is Derrick Samuels.
We mentioned that maybe Broadnax would have a little bit better showing tonight. Maybe having been caught by surprise in their first go-round, not realizing Samuels is a southpaw.
Mouthpiece came out.
Broadnax seems to be better prepared early on tonight. Definitely confident and comfortable.
Get over here. Come in, Bucks.
Broadnax is 3 pounds heavier than he was in their first fight.